Hi, welcome to Mystic Moons. We're broadcasting from Northeast United States, in the mountains, high above it all, but still involved in every single aspect of what's going on. I hope everyone is fine, doing well as expected. Some of us are doing better than others, and some of us aren't even paying attention to what's really going down, and others are like biting their nails. Well, I want everyone to inhale and calm down and take a journey. Take a journey to our planet, the people, the heartbeats of the humans, us, humanity's heartbeat. And let's find out together what's really happening in this world of censorship, sparse news. Things are not said. The unsaid is very troubling. Why, when, how, for what reasons? These are all the questions you asked ourselves. Why are we doing this? Why is the United States doing what it's doing? Why is Israel doing what it's doing? Why is Iran? But of course, when we asking Iranians, they are defending. They are in a defensive manner, whereas the United States and Israel are on the offensive. However, things have changed from those just too stark left and right, pro and con, this side or that side. Considering that Iran has also decided to hit Gulf states, the Saudi Peninsula, other places. And Israel has too. They have a war going on in seven different fronts. And the United States is there backing them up, and we have propaganda on each side. Now, the propaganda is a little disturbing because we have a whole element of censorship. No photographs from the Gulf. UAE has decreed their different states, their princes and sultans, or sheikhs, I guess you would call them, have decreed that no pictures, no nothing can be exported, can be photographed out of the country. It's very internal. And the same thing the United States has said. They've asked several satellite companies rather, and countries not to publish anything to the citizens, the state of the 50 states of the United States. Censorship is abound. What is so secret about what's going on? No, we don't know what is exactly happening, but we got a pretty good, clear idea with a blast of wordage coming from one side to another. We've heard our president speak in rather distasteful terms of the United States, curse words, and on a solemn Christian event, Easter, saying certain verbiage, issuing certain verbiage, which for the coming and the resurrection of the Lord, it's a bit troublesome to hear this type of derogatory remarks. However, being in the 3D world, we have to deal with life and death. Life and death. We're always on a cusp and a seesaw of life and death. So this adventure, this psychic investigation, search, maybe we could take a few leaps in the future and find out who will win this Middle Eastern disturbance, this power keg of World War III, which could evolve at any moment into World War III. So we're going to do something different today. We're going to take two readings, one for the United States. Will they succeed? Will they win this current level of hostilities? Or another reading will do. Another reading will do. We'll find out if Iran will be the victor on this current level of hostilities. All right? Let's find out. So I want you to all contemplate about this because this is something that affects us all. And you could say, okay, so I'm not an oil company. I don't own an insurance company, because we do. Make no doubt, the insurance companies and the oil companies are making millions per day. This is gold to their eyes, to their pocketbooks. Somebody's making a profit, and it's not the masses, it's not the people of any particular state, including the US, the Iranians, European Union people, African nations, Australians, so forth, Chinese, Indians. I mean, name every one, every country. Are they making out like bandits, as opposed to the oil, the energy sector, the insurance companies? Because one thing about the insurance companies, that everything has to be insured. You get into your car, you have to have insurance. You have to have, if you have a home, anytime rental or your own mortgage, you have to have insurance in case of fire, floods, etc. And those insurance companies, they're taking a risk, because if anything happens, they're accountable. And they're doubling up the ante with the Straits of Hormuz. You got it? I'm sure you have it. Hello, hello. So we're going to take an in-depth look to see who wins. I mean, we're going to leap ahead, almost like remote viewing. We're going to jump ahead. We're going to time travel. Time travel. When's the last time you thought about what would be or could be or should be about something in particular that you do not have total control over? You do not have the rite of passage to have total control over. And even sometimes when you have total control over something, you always have to keep an eye out for peculiarities or the differences of others involved in the situation. And this is one thing that we're going to do. We're going to speculate. We're going to feel the energy of chaos. We're going to jump on that chaotic trigger, spark of static, that kinetic potential that either side, if they win, who wins? An invading army to a country, or the country defending itself against the invaders? And also the same thing, not just that one thing, that one, there's one parameter, there's one meters, there's those one perimeters, that's the word. We also have Iran threatening to demolish the Gulf states, or any country in that area in the Middle East that has a base housing U.S. soldiers and equipment. So you can just count on your fingers exactly whom they are talking about. So it's very complicated. And then, of course, and don't be naive, too. If the United States wins, do you actually think that Russia and China are going to stand by and go, bravo, bravo, that was fabulous? No, we're not going to have something like that. We're going to have something that is totally unexpected. And since we're going to hear two sides of the story. But there's only one real energy wave, one real spirit. So let's calm down and join ourselves. Even if you come later, I'm pulling your energy, even from the unsaid, unseen, and people that have yet to join in this travel, in this time travel. But let's contact the quantum aura, energy level of this planet that is going to be hit boom boom with frequencies, smells, chaos, screams, and so forth. At some point, it's going to come down to this. It can't keep barking at each other without having an actual bite. And who is going to get the meteor one? So the first one we'll do, let's take this deck here. And once again, thank you for the likes, and thank you for joining in this. And if you feel that this is something that you yourself have speculated about. And you could say it doesn't affect me, but it does in terms of grocery prices, gasoline prices, prices of common goods that you not eating, not needing right today. But we have a global issue in terms, it's not just the oil, it's in terms of like gas, it's in terms of fertilizer, spring planting. We're in a dire situation, one that isn't going to be resolved in one set of activity that perhaps can happen in 20 hours from now, or a day from now, or even an hour from now. No, it's not going to be resolved. However, it will certainly tilt one way. And keep in mind, the propaganda will be on each side, that it was like a plus for whoever side you're listening to. You should always listen to both sides, and then feel the pulse, feel the pulse of the spirit within you, and your own sense of morally. Who has the more energy? Who has the more thing to lose? And what are they willing to get up? Now, we have scenes in all of our minds of Gaza. We have scenes of Dubai. We have scenes of Washington, D.C. We have scenes of the burning of Tehran. And then we have messages coming from embassy after embassy after embassy in different parts of the world, in different sides of the world. And we know that something big. Is this World War III? Is this the beginnings? As if Ukraine was not enough. Ukraine has almost taken a back seat, but it hasn't really. It's just expanded into more nakedness, more openness. It's almost like the curtain is pushed back and you can see who's really pulling the gears. And do you yourself feel that this is not your fight? Not your fight. Or it's not something that concerns you. But then when you go past the gas station and everything is up, and the war has only been going on for like 30 something days. And it will even take, if it stopped tomorrow, it would take quite a length of time to catch up to where it should be. In the meantime, seasons pass, time moves. The spirits of anxiety, of nervousness, of anticipation, they're festering. Now, so we've dispersed some of the calamities, and I'd like you to know that we're going to now embark upon contacting the essence of who we are and what are we really doing and who are we appeasing. But we're not going to see, we're just talking about two things. Who will win tomorrow? Who will win in the coming days? United States or Iran? We're going to forget about their affiliates. We're going to forget about their partnerships. We're just going to deal with the two main players, visible players. And if you're joining now, thank you very much for joining. And one thing I like to mention, please, if you find this stimulating, if you find this hitting a chord within yourself, please press the like button. And if you want to send a tip this way to help the channel grow even further, please do. Memberships are also available for very inexpensive. And you also get free things with the membership. Become a moonwalker. Get readings, etc. Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate that. Join Mystic Moons because we do live in a very special time. The time of chaos. The time of opening. The time of disclosure. And that's probably the whole thing too. is who is being disclosure. Who wants to know about what's really, really happening, and who wants to stick their head like an ostrich in the sand, the old symbol? I don't want to know. I don't want to know. But you have to know, and you will know, because we have some very heavy changes coming. Very heavy changes. All right. Let's say now, this is the United States. Is the United States going to win tomorrow? Or in the next few hours or the next few days? Will the United States take Iran down to the Stone Age as it has threatened to do? Will the United States take Iran to the cleaners, put them in hell? Will the United States win? Will the United States be victorious? Huh? Think about it. Think about it. United States. I'm looking for some United States. Will the United States be victorious? Will they accomplish their mission? Will Trump say, yes, we pulverized them, we took care of their power plants, we took care of their bridges, and now they're nothing. Nothing, 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 and they had their chance. All right, had a few of that one. Now, we're going to line this up over here. All right? Now let's do the same time. Let's do this vintage deck. And let's see, we're going to use the vintage deck for Iran. Iran, a 5,000-year-old society, will be done in by a 250-year-old republic of the United States of America, which has had experience decimating its original indigenous cultures and keeping them a mystery through the help of media, entertainment, and otherwise occupied with, out of its 250 years coming this year, this summer, we've had very few years there wasn't actually a war. So we're almost like, the United States is almost like the Spartans of ancient Greece. Always warfare, priding ourselves on prowess, even though most of the population is overweight, on drugs, and otherwise assimilated into some sort of behavior that would not exactly be Spartan. But anyway, that's Iran. The Iranians, we've been talking from about the past, still with Darius of the umpteenth past century. The Iranians, will they carry it off? Will they, the Iranians, will they, I'm looking for something to say. Let's take this one. Iranians, are you or will you kick off this next level of aggression? Are you winning? Are you losing? Iranians, Iran, will you win over the United States? Iran, where are you going? Iran. Trying to see what the forces, the spirit is moving me towards to get an inkling if Iran will become victorious. Will Iran get over on the United States? Will they circumvent the United States? Will they put enough damage, or are they both 50-50? They always say hell is a big place, and there's plenty of room for one more group of people. Everybody's welcome to hell. Ooh, that's kind of creepy, isn't it? That's creepy. I find it creepy. All right, let's see now. Iran, where are you? Iran will take you. This one. I'm going to take 5 cards from each deck and just pull them and see what kind of message that we could possibly get from the quantum energies of the Earth force. When the Earth is in bliss, the Earth has a certain type of tranquilities. When the Earth is in chaos, it has a certain type of angst. And right now, we are in trouble. We're in trouble. We are in trouble. Now, one side has to give and one side has to take. Which side will it be? This is for Iran. Iran. Getting very vague messages about Iran. Very vague. All right, I'm going to take that one. All right, let's see what we have here. Now, all right, two sides. This is United States up here, and this is Iran. So the first card we get for the United States is, we got here, the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. Earth energy, acquisition, and the want of things. More money, more this, more that. I mean, I guess the idea, if you're losing thousands of dollars, millions of dollars per week, the thought of getting all that oil and selling it at today's prices, the prices aren't going to come down regardless if it's the United States or Iran who wins. That's an asset. That is an asset. Whoever holds the purse, the power of the purse, and who holds the treasure. We have a lot of energy, a lot of fire. The Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands. We have that a lot with this case, don't we? With the war. There's a lot of static, electricity. There's a lot of things going on. A lot more than meets the eye, a lot more that's spoken about. We have men going on with their testosterone, poof, 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 poof. And then we have justice. Justice. Major arcana. We have here choiring. We have here a big show of force going on. And then we have a righteousness. You mustn't deny me. Is this a good justice or warped justice? Don't know. And then we have here, we have the Two of Pentacles. So we have Israel and the United States together with this. Two of Pentacles. So we have 2 in 1. 2 in 1, obviously. 2 against 1. Iran versus Israel and the United States. And we have the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups. What does this tell us? We have a joint operation coming into picture, coming into the play, and we have a lot of rhetoric, a lot of, let's say, righteous attitude, a lot of attitude, but is a lot of attitude enough to win? We just feel that we're going to have a lot of propaganda going on from the United States side and Israel. A lot of propaganda. The righteousness of owning, of the indignity of not listening to me. All right, let's see. Let's just see now, what does Iran have to, what do we pull for Iran? All right, next one we have here the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords. Well, controlling the airwaves is different from the Queen of Pentacles. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? And this is my world. My world. We have a group that feels very, very oppressed. Very righteous in the sense that they have to use any means necessary to make their point across. And they intend to. In fact, you would find that the world is more, Iran is not committed any type of genocide towards anyone in thousands of years. However, the other side has. And they will make note of that. They are making note of that. The next one we have is the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords. The Three of Swords. Well, They will take a definite hit. They're taking a definite hit. The Four of Swords. Look at all these swords. The Queen of Swords. The Three of Swords. They are already wounded, and they feel that they are deserving of a pause. Four of Swords. Four of Swords. Or maybe this could be all their whole territory. North, west, south, east, the Gulf, United Arab Emirates, Oman. Not Oman. Yes. Yes. Qatar. And wherever else they feel like swinging it. Israel. The Four of Swords. The Four of Swords. They will wait until they get the attack first in certain spots. However, we do have the strength. Look at this. This is very strange. They're protecting their home lives. So they have something more than just acquisition. They have their pride as who they are, as Persians. Thousands of year old culture, the lion. The Four of Swords, the Three of Swords, and the Queen of Swords. So they did this. We have a lot of vindictive animosity in the Iranian side. And can you blame them? You can't blame them. And they feel strength in their torture. The fact that they have been tortured. They find the strength in when they look at their bridges. The more that you attack the Iranians, their nature, the more they will attack. They take their situation, the Three of Swords. They take their dead. They take their assault on their property as a source of their stamina and their resolve to fight. So I would say that the more you bang them, the more that they get destroyed, the stronger the survivors, the more they get incensed. They will not cow down. Temperance. Temperance. So we have the Temperance as being the major arcana, meaning they're still going to feel that this sustainability is a fact. They will not stop. So look at these two hands. We have the Iranian impulse coming from torture, despair, from pain, and getting stronger and stronger with their death and destruction of their beloved country. And that is something that's going to hold them in their fighting mode. Could that be the key? Now, whereas the Israeli and United States thing is they're feeling, they got lots of energy in terms of acquisition, in terms of trying to influence. Like when you have a lot of talking, a lot of coaxing, a lot of these people are crazy, these people are this, these people are that, these people are, a lot of propaganda. I feel a lot of propaganda on the US and Israeli side. A lot of propaganda. And basically, when we have the Knight of Cups, strong censorship, strong, almost like illusion, this is how it is. Very heavy on the uptick of like We want what you have. We want total control. So this United States Israeli thing is very much a lot of confidence, confidence perhaps in their weapons that we cannot see. Maybe that's why the United States has called for a ban, a censorship ban, as well as Israelis also have a censorship ban. So it's this type of righteous anger we have in the United States approach. Righteous, uh, this is the way of the civilization, the way, this is the way. And you will take it. You will take it while they take. But at the other time, now which hand seems stronger? Which hand right now seems stronger? You have one, we have the Iranian one born out of pain, despair, attacks. They find their strength in their misery, a strength in their survival mode. They are finding 5,000 years of ghost substance, ether, that is giving them the mentality to be level-headed through their fight, because there is no backing down. I find a strong resilience, a very, 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 very strong resilience that they cannot be knocked down. They pause and they think. They pause just to take a whiff of their ancestors, of their fellows. It's a huge enterprise, a country of 100 million people. Their size, their depths, their strength, their essence, their pride. The Seven of Wands, the fighting one. I do not see here, I do not see a fighting, I just see a lot of energy in the United States Israeli approach. A lot of energy, a lot of like showmanship, a lot of tools, a lot of weapons. I see a lot of weapons that they feel that they're on a divine mission. Whose divine mission is it? The oil companies? The insurance companies? To whom the prophets yield to, flow to? Is it to the Israeli people? No. Is it to the American people? No. So to who? Who is this assets drinking the cup of monetary riches, salvation? This is almost, drinking the cup of the goodies, We have this American side, Israeli side of being one of smelling prophets, smelling conquest. The imperial might, the Leviathan. The Leviathan has risen and it is doing its crusades. You almost get that type of feeling that one is prancing and one is being bestial, beast, id, basic. The Queen of Swords, how dare you get out of my house? The Three of Swords, look at all the aggression and pain that we have gone through already. And the Four of Swords, and we have been held back, but we will not be held back, because holding back is just assimilating for our strength of all these 5,000 years that we wanted to do and refused to take. The Seven of Wands, the battle heats up, and we have Temperance. They're still going to be holding back. The Iranians are still going to be holding back, which means that they have enough left over to hold back. They will fight. The Iranians will fight, but they will hold back. They will temper they're not going to show us everything they have right away. No. They'll be fighting, Seven of Wands, but they will be modulating. They will be watching, they will be aware of the fact these are neighbors, former neighbors, who somehow the relationship will have to be reevaluated, because once the fervor and the fight of survival, the Seven of Wands, what is left? Is there what is left? Feels like Iran will be a force to be reckoned with, whereas the United States and Israel, strong suit with the Queen of Pentacles, the Seven of Wands, justice, justice, Two of Pentacles, and the Knight of Cups. They'll put a pretty good show. But somehow the fervor is split, 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 split. Dissension. I feel dissension in both approaches of the offensive side. Whereas the defensive, being Iran, defending their homeland, which is defending their house, is something they have to understand, that each and every aspect of war is not just one battle. War is not one battle. It's a philosophy. And to have a philosophy, you have to have a heart. You have to have your heart in your philosophy. You have to have a moral conviction. You have to have a reason. The Three of Swords give you strength. Now here in this side, the Iranian side, we have strength and we have temperance. Right? We have the two main major arcana. On the U.S. Israeli side, we have justice. We have justice. We have justice. Which they could feel is our right because we're bigger and mightier. We are a superpower. We are twice your size, 3 times your size. And we have weapons that we haven't really shown the world. Of course, these weapons that they really haven't shown the world, are they going to waste them? The United States waste more military billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars worth of equipment on this mere acquisition of a piece of territory in the Middle East that is going to need quite a lot of rehabilitation. When there's so many other adversaries, there are other adversaries out there. At the same time, the United States is going to go only so far because it has to pay attention to China and Russia. They have to pay attention to China and Russia. So this is like offering almost the United States and Israel, offering the spoils, what can be had by all. In other words, they're going to divvy up, their whole thing is to divvy up the spoils, the pie. You can have a slice of the pie if you. Whereas with the Iranians, no. They have something else in mind. Something else in mind. And it's their sovereignty, their peace of mind, and their space. Right way we have different values going into a conflict, different aspirations, different goals. It's almost as though someone wants the door open and somebody wants you to not even touch the doorknob. Get off. Don't come in and leave us alone. Leave us alone. And somebody wants the door open so they can come and go as they please. That's two different types of attitude, two different types of approaches. Yes, pacing. We have one burst of energy from Israel and the United States, one central burst of energy, of which they can say, all right, how's that? That was it. Are you ready to accept our deal? But Iran is going to go, what's, wait a second. It isn't over yet. It isn't over yet. It isn't over yet. And in fact, it will never be over. So we have two incentives. I see this being a very, Iran's goal is, okay, so they're sucking up the physical damage, the loss of lives, property. But their whole thing is to drain the pocketbooks, drain the credibility of the United States, drain the credibility and the capabilities to lessen. So their whole temperance thing has a reason to it. It's like, look who you're following. Look how it's a showmanship on both sides. War is like that. War is like that. So at this point, I see the United States going through a full blast scene and then saying, okay, now surrender. And I see the Iranians going, no, no, no. Seven of Wands, temperance. They may seem to, and they're holding back. The Iranians will hold back. The Iranians are going to be holding back because they live there. That's their neighborhood. That's their area. The Middle East is for the Middle Easterns. I have people that live in Dubai. I have friends in Dubai who are calmly going, it's safe and sound. They are totally oblivious to realities of ultra-rich have left Dubai. Many people have left Dubai. They've left cars, pets, things behind because it's not as relevant as life. Whereas this is the mentality that they're offering. They're offering these things, these Debbie up, accepting the loss of your resources. Trade. You want to say trading? We'll give you this if you give us that. And I don't really see the Iranians accepting that. They'll go, but not accepting it. Not accepting because there's no trust. We've already had too much torture. We've already had too much destruction. So that's how I see it. That's how the spirits lend themselves. It's a messy situation. It's a messy situation. War is nasty. But the point is, will this lead into, Iran does not wish to see this expand itself, but it will not sit back and allow itself to be demolished, to be killed. Its culture to be destroyed. And culture is within us, each of us, what we choose to bring to the next, to the next, to the next generation. I was walking around today in a small city that has graveyards from like 1,000 years ago, fighting for liberty, fighting for this, fighting for that. 16 something graveyards. This is 2026. No, not 1,000 years. 2026. That is 400 years ago. 400 years ago. 400 years ago. There was a different type of attitude than there is today in this country. 400 years ago, people were willing to fight for perhaps something that we could learn that the Iranians are also fighting for. Something has happened. Perhaps it's something that just the natural evolution of something without change? Or does change based on integrity, or change is supposed to be based on integrity? Sometimes when you're plummeted to the ground, pierced with arrows, guns, bombs, you find out your true essence. And that's something the Iranian people are waking up to. Whereas in decimated states, parts of the United States, you just have drugs. You have no jobs, you have this, you have that. You just have the hollow world, the hollow world. I'm going to leave this right now. So we can basically see that the United States is going to come in with a bang, and it's going to go, ha ha, suck on those apples. What are you going to do about it? Surrender. And they're going to go, no. And they will continue. So there's the real winner, we're going to have a very complex scene happening. A very complex scene. A very tinderbox type of scene. But we do see these two of pentacles, we do see a certain type of segmented duo. A certain type of offering being made. A certain offering being made. And it's not one to satisfy your thirst. It's almost as though you were drinking some kind of toxic mixture. Something that doesn't really sit straight with they're on. And they will take that. They will balance it in their favor because they already experienced the Three of Swords and they have found strength enough to continue the Seven of Wands, the fight. So, your comments are welcomed, and I can see that there's going to be one big bang, bang, bang from the U.S. Israeli side, but there will be several produced by Iranian side, and one side will say, wait, and the other one will go, why? Questioning why. That's how I see it right now. Thank you.